Good afternoon, hello, welcome to the TriathlonDan YouTube channel. Tonight's going to be painful. Now, I live near Derbyshire, I work in Loughborough, and in both of those places are great cycling communities, particularly in Loughborough, a lot of handy students and road riders and so on. Pre-COVID, I used to get out on the Loughborough chain gang and I got my head kicked in quite a lot. Post-COVID, it didn't really restart, but another chain gang has started, which is also called the Loughborough chain gang. It's not the same chain gang, different route and stuff, but I'm gonna go out tonight and give it a crack. So I'm out on full-on race bike because I've got a funny feeling this is gonna be very hard, and this is gonna be a good workout. I have Cork, Ironman Cork 10.3 a week on Saturday, and this is about a week and a half out. But the week after that, I have the National Masters Circuit Series race at Darley Moor, the chance to win a Masters National jersey on my doorstep, and it's a circuit race. I haven't done much intensity in the last few weeks. Doing a training session, whether it's indoors, outdoors, or whatever, is great, but it is not riding with people stronger than you and getting your head kicked in. So that's what tonight's going to be for me. I've got an onboard camera on the bike as well, so hopefully we can get stuck in and get some good footage. I'm going to ride over to Sam Proctor's house, you know, the sub 8 Ironman guy, if he's mentioned it yet or not. Then we're going to ride out to Chain Gang, get that done, and then go home later on tonight at some point, hopefully with a smile on my face. Let's go. All right, another triathlete acquired. Sam, would you tell me a little bit about this Chain Gang, please, and please don't scare me?
So it's pretty much classic, just hold on as long as, meet at Costa and hold on as long as possible.
Got it.
Is, I've done it a couple of times and I've survived.
Okay.
So,
I mean, that doesn't give me any confidence.
No, like I would like to give you loads of detailed information about how technical the roll throughs are and everything.
Got it. Is it riding bikes? Should we just see what
you've just got to ride hard.
Yeah. Okay.
For as long as you can.
And there's several different groups in there, and I'm assuming that you can just start in the front one and drop back to another. If
no, you got to hold on, mate. There's no possibility about rolling back. We'll never talk to you again.
Okay.
Unsubscribe and everything.
Right, we'll give it full gas. Have we got the same glasses? Apart from mine are blue.
I haven't got bottles on.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Mine are lighter then. Let's go.
Cool.
I can't get them on though. That's a good start. Let's roll. All right then, the Loughborough chain gang. Let's get stuck straight in. Spoiler alert, it is not a chain gang. It is more of a through and off. There are about 10 riders in the front group, and we just sort of, you know, people were taking 30-second to a minute turns and peeling off, and it just whittled down as we went through the ride. Now I know Sam there, I know Mark just in front of him. I don't really know many of the other guys. I've raced against a couple of them at road races and crits earlier this year, but other than that, it's an unknown group, and it's exactly what I'm looking for. You don't know what these riders are like. When I go out with my club mates, I know what they're like, I know what their strengths and weaknesses are. I don't know that about these people, so it's a real good ride. Now, all the stats are on the bottom. Keep an eye on the time and distance because we flip through various points of this footage. Power's obviously in the middle, and heart rate and gradient and cadence and temperature if you're interested. Now, I've just slid my way back down the group whilst going up a hill. I've just done my turn anyway, but also that enabled me to go up the hill slightly slower than these guys were climbing. It's always a concern for me, how fast are people going to ride up hills, and is that going to be my undoing? And you can see here there's a little kick just to get over the top of the hill, and those things are okay for me if I'm feeling alright, but I'm just over threshold heart rate here, so I know that I haven't got too much gas left in the tank, but I'm just trying to hold the wheel. I'm not even looking at power or heart rate or anything. You've just got to follow the wheel in front of you, because if not, you're going to be on your own. So yeah, just got to keep focus on that wheel in front and almost disregard the power numbers completely. So what else was different about this ride? Well, it was surgy, it was on and off, there was quite a lot of like hard efforts out of corners. It's very different to a normal group ride, but that's the point of it. So I'm some way down the line here, I'm probably 5th or 6th in the line, and it's quite surgy. You can see how some points I'm doing like now 200 watts or less than 200 watts, and then, you know, within 5 seconds I might be doing 400 because it's just on off, particularly when you're further down the line. And it also, so here, you know, spiking up to 400. It also depends who's on the front as to how fast you'll go. Some people are, you know, pulling really hard. Some people aren't running quite as fast, and it's just a case of riding to the conditions and to the riders around you. It wouldn't be a group ride without a little bit of this sort of action, would it? So I managed to avoid the nettles for the most part, and we still kept the pace up pretty high, to be honest. I think the visibility was quite good on the front, but I'll just sit back a bit just so I can got some gap in between me and the person in front. Right, this ride was like this a lot of times. Out of junctions and out of corners, we aren't looking after each other. We're trying to get the best training effect and hurt each other a little bit. So these guys at the front here are kicking on, and I'm kicking here. This is, you know, I'm surging on nice and hard. As my cadence comes up, I can get my power up over 600 watts, but this is hard. Junction after junction, corner after corner, to put these big digs in is a big effort, but it is good fun. Now here, I'm just being flicked through to come and take my turn on the front. I thought I'd better put at least one clip of me on the front so I can prove I've done a little bit of work. And I'm going up a hill. Now, I'm feeling all right. We're about 40 minutes into the ride. I'm feeling, relatively good. So I thought I'm going to put the hurt on up here, or, try and put the hurt on. I'm just going to work hard. So I'm doing about 570 watts. This is about 1 to 1.5 minute power for me, I think. But I know roughly how long the climb is. My little Wahoo thing popped up saying how long left there is. So I knew that I was going to push on and probably push on just over the top of the climb, but have a hard workout and try and push on up here. I'm not really going to put most lighter riders in any difficulty going up climbs, but it might put somebody similar size to myself in difficulty going up climbs. I don't know. The one way to find out, just want to ride hard. So that's what I did up there. And you can see here, just over the top, just try and maintain that pace, watch out for the van, and just keep the speed up. And then when there's not a sharp corner or something, just flick the next person through to come and take that turn, which is what I did. Another narrow country lane. The route was mixed between like bigger main roads and narrow country lanes like this. You've just got to be sensible in that you can't fly around corners when you're on narrow lanes like this. This is a nasty little kicker. I'm right on the back here, so if I get dropped from here, there are no wheels for me to follow. I stay seated quite a lot, you can see from my shadow. I do like climbing seated rather than climbing out the saddle. I find I can just control the power a little bit more and it keeps my heart rate a little bit more controlled. I don't think I climb any faster out the saddle, to be honest. I think my form sort of falls to bits, so I stay seated for the most part and just try and hold a real good effort and just hold the wheel in front of me. But I'm thankful that the hill is just flattening off now, so I know that I'm not going to get dropped now, whereas 20-30 seconds before, that was touch and go a bit. I was absolutely full gas up here to hang on, which is always difficult. This is another hard kick out of a corner, so a left turn, my camera has just knocked down a little bit, sorry. But this is a hard kick out of a corner, over 800 watts. I don't have that kick normally, but I've just got to do it. And it's sustained, isn't it? It's not like you just kick in and then everybody sits up. Like, they are pressing on, and I'm doing 650 watts. I'm not really closing the gap at any significant pace. I do eventually get on, but those kicks, effort after effort, do really hurt, and it's a real good workout. Now, this is what I thought was a sprint finish. So I'd go around this guy, follow this other guy through, thinking, oh, I'll have a crack, I'll give it a go. I'm not going to be Chain Gang World Champion if I don't at least try. I don't know where exactly the finish line is. I assume it's the top of the hill or a sign or something, but this is it. This is full gas, by the way. I'm just giving it everything I've got, and I don't celebrate or anything, but I don't know where the finish line is, but I thought that was it. Turns out there was about another 3 miles left to go, so that was not the finish line, but that guy obviously thought it was as well. But I think we can both claim the win there and not let anybody else have it. So that was it, essentially. I'll leave the stats on screen from the ride. So just over 2 hours, including my ride to and from the ride. An overall normalized power of 302 watts and an average speed of about 22.5 miles an hour. So a real good group ride. Put myself out of my comfort zone, and yeah, really enjoyed it. And I've certainly got some tired legs from it. Hit subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you tomorrow at 1 o'clock.